hopefully I don't really run into any issues here. We will see. I fear that we might already be running into a problem. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. It is not wide enough for me. Here is the finished shirt. Hi everyone, I'm Ashley and welcome to my channel Becoming Ashley, where we focus on building a life that we actually love in our 20s instead of just surviving. This is also my first video filmed on my new camera, so let me know if it looks good. I'm still trying to figure out the settings and everything on it, so if it looks a little weird, I promise the next one will look better. 2 months from today, I am moving to a beautiful sunny coastal town for the first time in my life as a Midwest girly. We're gonna need to create a coastal wardrobe for me from scratch. This is episode 2. Last week, I did appliques on a sweatshirt, and that was my first real clothing sewing project, and it turned out pretty decent, so I will link the video up here for you to check out. Today, I'm going to be making this beautiful tie top. I have seen this all over Pinterest. It is on so many of my boards, and I've been looking for a tutorial for a really long time, but a lot of them aren't cinched in the chest at all. They're just like very long and flowy, and I wanted one that had some kind of tightness or seam, or I don't know all the sewing terms yet. I wanted some with darts in the chest, and I found this tutorial. I will link it below. I'm going to be following it pretty heavily, and she does a really good job at explaining everything, so hopefully I don't really run into any issues here. We will see. I have this tank top that I'm going to be using as the neckline example to trace it out. And then here is the thrifted men's shirt that I got. It's gorgeous. I bought this specifically for this project. It's maybe a tad thicker than the material she used, so I'm really hoping that I don't run into any issues because of that. I have white thread. I also have this green thread, so I think I'm going to use this because it somehow matches perfectly, and I didn't even buy it for this project. So I'm a little nervous to see how this goes, but I'm very cheap and need a coastal wardrobe. How am I going to be in the beautiful sunny coast on the beach without a whole entire wardrobe? I'm also going to be crocheting some things, and I'm very excited about the videos to come with those, but I guess we'll just get right into it. I fear that we might already be running into a problem. I don't know if these sleeves are big enough for this. They don't seem like they are. Maybe we'll have to use a different tank top. I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna cut off the sleeves. I also don't think she uses the front of the shirt, unless she might use it actually for the straps. I guess maybe that's big enough. Yeah, I'm gonna need a different tank top. Maybe this shirt isn't big enough. It's a men's large, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure why it wouldn't be big enough. This is already a little bit more difficult than she made it seem. Cindy Lou, why do you have to make it look so easy? This one's straighter across. So I think we'll just cut it as big as I possibly can, and then we can always make it smaller. These little clips are like $8, but they are the best purchase that I made for sewing so far. I use them in every single project. They're so much easier than using pins, and half the time I don't want to use pins because they just make it so much harder. But I do still use pins for some things. Man, do these make it easy to do stuff like this, where you just need to quickly put it down and then you don't have to poke holes and everything. See that? So I'm taking in about 1 inch on both sides because this tank top is pretty big on me in that way. Added seam allowance on the top and the sides. So this is the biggest we can possibly go with this sleeve. Oh, hers still looks so much different than mine will. Did she not have sleeves? This one's more similar to what she has. I'm just kind of confused, and I really don't want to mess this up. I think this is the best we're gonna get. I really hope this doesn't fail because I actually really love this top and how it looks. Okay, I added quite a bit for seam allowance, and then I'm gonna cut straight across this one. Voila! That's half a shirt if I ever saw one. All right, next sleeve. This is so fun. I can't wait until this is my new hobby and I'm able to do this every single week with you guys, because this is a blast. And I want to have a bunch of clothes that I'm able to say I made myself, because I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think anybody's really gonna be complimenting the craftsmanship of this blue tank top. All right, what's the next step? Unfortunately, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, so my microphone did die, and there's almost no more audio for this entire video. There was a lot of real-time struggle and me just kind of trying to figure things out loud, but I did sew the darts in the top. That was the first thing. I just brought it in a little bit, and honestly, I have no idea if I did this correctly, but it worked, I think. You only have to do the darts in the front piece of the fabric, and so I didn't put any on the back piece. And then at this time, I also wanted to make the seams look a little bit cleaner, so I folded them over twice and then just did a straight stitch across all of them, starting with the necklines. At this point, it was looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. I have both of the necklines looking pretty good. The darts, no idea. I definitely didn't do them right, but they look fine, I guess. Next, I laid those out on the big piece of fabric and tried to cut out the biggest rectangle I could with what was left of the shirt. And then I'm going to cut this in half, and that's what's going to become the flowy part of the top. And I decided to be really responsible and test out the cinching part on some scrap fabric, and it worked really well until I pulled it too hard and then the thread just came out. But basically what you do is you just sew a straight stitch along the entire length of what you want to scrunch, and then you just take your hands and you hold onto one piece of the string and just scrunch it manually. And to know exactly how far you want to scrunch it up, you just want to lay it against the top piece of the shirt and make sure that it's the same width. And then I just used a zigzag stitch just to make sure that the scrunch stayed in place. And then I'm going to fold it right sides of the shirt facing each other. And I just used my little clips again to make sure that the top of the shirt and the bottom of the shirt line up well. And you can use a serger for this or like an overlock stitch, but I've been having trouble trying to figure that out on my sewing machine. So instead, I just went ahead and used a zigzag stitch. Since I'm so new to making my own clothing, I'm not too worried about it looking perfect on the inside of the shirt, which is why I didn't bother doing one of my overlocking stitches that I know you can do on this machine, but they haven't been turning out for me. And even here, as you can see, there's like a zigzag pattern. Now I'm going to be cutting a bunch of strips out of the fabric that is remaining on the shirt. We want 4 short ones that are going to go right here. So 2 pieces on the front and 2 pieces on the back, and they will tie together on the sides. And then we want a really long one that's going to be going on the edge of it. To do the straps, you're just gonna want to fold the bottom and fold the top so that they meet in the middle, and then you're gonna fold it in half again to cover that up, if that makes sense. And then you just do a straight stitch along the edge where the 2 pieces meet. And this is going to make it look the cleanest. I used a bunch of clips and I just did them all in one go. Okay, I finished all of the straps. I'm not sure if these 2 that are going to be the shoulder straps. What I was trying to say is that I wasn't sure if these were going to be long enough before the audio rudely cut out, and they actually weren't even close. So I had to make quite a few of those straps and then sew them together on the ends. And you couldn't really tell when the top was done. I just put the part where they connected at the top of the shoulders, and it wasn't super noticeable. I also folded the edges over twice, just like we did for the collar, to make it super clean. And then I was also able to put the side straps in that way. I just tucked them right underneath. I'm kind of showing you here. So I folded it over twice, just like we did around the collar, and then I tucked the straps in underneath and just sewed straight through that. And the parts where there were a lot of layers of fabric, I just used my knob on the side of my sewing machine to just do it by hand. And the next part is to attach the front and the back of the shirt together using the straps. And so I just pinned them all up along the edge, and then you're just going to hide all of the raw edges by putting them just a little bit past the finished strap. And then I'm going to sew along there, but first I wanted to try it on with how I pinned it just to make sure that the shoulder straps are the right length and that everything seemed to fit. So that's what I did next, and I was super careful when I was doing it but as you'll see in a little bit, it is not wide enough for me. That was at the very beginning when I was struggling with the sleeves and thinking that maybe they weren't wide enough. They definitely were not. Oh my god, Stacy looked so cute here. I'm just so in love with that cat. So I ended up having to add a couple panels to the side of the chest, and then in order to make up for that, I added a couple pieces to the flowy peplum part as well, just to make it a little wider. The straps were a good length. I ended up cutting them a bit shorter just because it seemed kind of bulky with the ties. There was just a lot going on. Pardon the half decorated wall because I'm moving. Here is the finished shirt. I am obsessed with it. I had to take down the neckline a little bit, and I'm really glad that I did. I think the cinching could be better here. It doesn't look the best, but for my first ever sewing shirt project, I could not be happier with how it turned out. I love the straps. I think they look so cute. I love how big the opening is now after I added some pieces. So if you look closely, like right here, you can see a seam, and I lined up the fabric pattern as well as I could. So in between here is all extra fabric that I had to add on from a random piece of the shirt because the sleeve that I used to make this top wasn't wide enough for my body. And as you can see, I just used the straps to do that. And then because I did that, it looked a little weird. So I had to also add on a couple inches to the peplum part of the shirt as well. So this is maybe like a little more noticeable if you look closely, but I added on probably like 1.5 inches and then another 1.5 inches here. It's not super noticeable, but you can see the stitching in it. If I didn't add on those extra pieces, it really wouldn't have been wearable because it was showing so much of my body. Like it was very much not a shirt, just a piece of fabric covering my nipples at that point. So I'm very happy with that decision. I sewed the strap that is the outline for the sleeve a little bit farther down than it originally was recommended in the video because I felt like it was too high on my body. It was like here, and then it would just stretch like straight across here, and then there wasn't a lot of room for my armpit, and I hate when shirts are tight on my armpit. That is my biggest ick in clothing. All I did was just sew maybe 1 inch or 2 farther down on the back strap onto the back of the shirt, and that completely fixed that problem for me. So one of my favorite things about sewing so far is that everything is pretty much fixable, and it doesn't always look the best, especially because I'm such a beginner. But I do love that, like, even if I mess something up, I don't usually have to start over. There is usually a way to fix it, and that's something that's very different than my normal hobbies like crocheting. If you mess something up crocheting, you have to start all over. I really appreciate that about sewing. I feel like it's easier to mess up on, but it's also way easier to fix your mistakes than most of my other hobbies, if that makes sense. I didn't even have to buy a pattern, and I have a shirt. I have a whole shirt. It was originally a shirt, and then it very much was not a shirt, and now this is a whole shirt. I FaceTimed my friend Peyton, and I showed her, and I was describing it to her before I showed it to her, and I said there were like 6 straps on it and that it was really complicated for my first shirt. Like I should have done something really simple, and she was blown away when she saw it because based on that description, the picture that she built in her head was terrifying and hideous. She was really impressed by this shirt, and she said she saw me just wearing it, she would have thought that I just bought it. Like I said before, this was part 2 of me building my own coastal wardrobe from scratch because I'm moving somewhere super fun and cool and coastal. There's gonna be some moving vlogs, there's gonna be more videos of me creating coastal wardrobe. You want a little sneak peek at part 3? Okay, don't tell anyone, this is secret. If you have any recommendations for other things that I should make for my coastal wardrobe, let me know. Either 1, something super easy and that you think I actually will be able to make, or 2, something that will be so incredibly hard it would be really entertaining to watch that I will unfortunately have to attempt because I think I can do anything. Thank you so much for watching. Stacey and I love you, and we will see you next week. Bye. Say goodbye.